You've probably wondered this at least once. Why do Asian children consistently outperform other students in school? Is there some secret parenting technique you're missing? Are these kids just naturally gifted? Here's what the science actually tells us and what it means for your parenting. If you don't want to miss out on this kind of educational content, subscribe to the channel. First of all, let me point out the elephant in the room. It has nothing to do with genetics or innate intelligence. The Human Genome Project confirmed that at the DNA level, all humans are 99.9% identical. Each major scientific body, including the American Psychological Association, has concluded there is no genetic basis for intelligence differences between ethnic groups. Race is a social construct, not a biological determiner of your child's brain capacity. If it's not genetics, then what is it? Okay, let's get to the data. In 2022, the world's largest education assessment tested 15-year-olds across 81 countries. Singapore scored 575 in mathematics. The United States, 465. That's a 110-point gap. Here's what this means to you as a parent. That gap represents nearly 4 years of schooling. On average, the Singaporean teenager is doing math at the level of a 19-year-old American college student. Vietnam is a developing country with a fraction of the wealth of America, and yet its students are outscoring children in the US and UK. Vietnamese families have fewer resources, fewer tutors, less technology, and yet their children excel. This tells us something very important, that academic success isn't about how much money you throw at education, it's about the system and the mindset you create at home. Now, if you're in the US, Canada, or UK, it's a different story. In 1965, America actually changed its immigration laws to bring in only highly educated professionals. Asian immigrants were the top 1% of their home countries. 77% of Indian Americans have bachelor's degrees compared to 31% of the general population. These children aren't starting at the same line as your child. It's called hyperselectivity. Voila, your first parenting takeaway: how you talk about teachers at home matters. Whereas 75% of people in China say students respect teachers, only 11% do in America. In top-performing Asian systems, teaching is one of the most prestigious careers. Stop bad-mouthing teachers in front of your children. When kids see you respect their teachers, they unconsciously absorb that education is valuable. Here's what most parents get wrong. You're pushing your child to learn more subjects rather than fewer deeply. American curriculum covers 30 topics superficially. Singapore covers 10 topics but goes deep. Instead of rushing your child through homework, ask them, "Can you explain this to me like I'm 5 years old?" If they can't explain it simply, they haven't mastered it. Now, the dark side you must understand is that in South Korea, upwards of 80% of students attend private cram schools until 10 or 11 p.m. Parents are choosing between having more children and being able to afford to educate the ones they have, thus leading to the world's lowest birth rate of 0.72. Pushing kids beyond their developmental capacity doesn't create success, it creates burnout. In Confucian cultures, it is morally obligated to make an academic effort. Many Chinese students believe intelligence is not fixed. Whether you're gifted or not, you work until you succeed. Stop saying you're so smart. Start saying, "I'm proud of how hard you worked." You're not praising the outcome, you're praising the process. But these kids are just memorization robots, right? Wrong. Singapore ranked #1 in the world for creative thinking. China files 1.8 million patents per year. Structure and discipline don't kill creativity. They provide the foundation for it. You can't improvise jazz until you master scales. But here is the cost. South Korea has the highest suicide rate in the OECD. 60% of Chinese students report severe burnout. Chronic stress during childhood literally changes brain structure. It impairs the prefrontal cortex. You can't build a successful adult on the broken foundation of a traumatized child. So what do? Change how you praise. Respect education at home. Focus on mastery. If they finish quickly but can't explain it, they haven't learned it. Protect sleep and play, and remember that effort is trainable, but your child is not a project. The goal isn't to raise the valedictorian, it's to raise a competent, confident, emotionally healthy adult. So what's the truth about why Asian kids excel? It's immigration selection, cultural values, and systematic investment combined. You can borrow the best parts, which are respect for learning and the belief that effort matters, but you don't need to borrow the sleep deprivation, nor does pressure have to be part of it. The sweet spot is high expectations together with high support. Your child does not have to be Singaporean to be a success. They need you to create an environment where effort is valued and education is respected. You do not have to move countries. You just need to be intentional. If you're doing your best with that, you're already giving your child what they need most. You've got this.